Alright, update. I've been on the phone for days. I've called Social Security, Medicare, Centercare, DHS, Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Health, Humana. I've called so many insurance companies because that's what you gotta do to get good coverage and everything. I've done a lot of research. You want PPOE, seem like is the best, and then you want to make sure your doctors are in network. If they're not, the coverage ain't gonna do no good. Like United Health, my doctors weren't even in the network, so that made it out. But I've called a lot of insurance companies, and I've got two people for sure that is working on insurance, health insurance for me with medicine as well. So it takes time. I've been on the phone for days on end. I was just on the phone not even an hour ago with another person, another lady that's helping me with health insurance. That's I got Social Security A and B, but you need to help with the extra 20% that Social Security don't pay, and then it gives you extra help for hospital, and then you need medicine coverage, Part D, and it just takes so much time. I've got phone calls after phone calls, and this other lady, I've had a hard time getting with her, and I had to send her a text because it was like playing phone tag against someone. I've been so busy and everything. But what it comes down to is I've learned a lot through health insurance that works and stuff. And they say any health insurance with Advantage plans is not good because they don't pay full doctor. But in a way, I've ran across one insurance. I'm not gonna say no names because I don't want anyone to try it out and it don't work for you or not. But I reached out to one insurance company and it was pretty good coverage. $35 for a specialist doctor. If you do an x-ray, EKG, it's $120 out of pocket. If you see a local doctor, it's zero copay. And then if you do say for an example, everybody knows this medicine, Mounjaro, that you lose weight, very, very expensive medicine. Let me say this, Blue Cross Blue Shield on Mounjaro for 1 month is $417. Well, I'm not going to say this other insurance company though, but I can do a mail order this other medicine, this Mounjaro, through this other insurance company for a 3-month supply, and it's $50. So I do take Mounjaro, is expensive. I take a sirolimus medicine, it's called Rapamune. It's a rejection medicine for heart, very expensive. So I can get that for $50 for a 3-month supply, though it's not bad. And then another medicine that is very expensive is oh gosh, I've been around. It's just Jardiance medicines for diabetes. Even though it's a 10 milligram, it's expensive medicine as well. That's the most expensive medicines that I take that I found that cost the most. But really, for a 3-month supply for Mounjaro and all that stuff, for $50, it's really pretty cheap. And if you do to a local doctor with this other insurance, it's zero copay, but then it helps with certain hospital stuff. Like if you're in the hospital for so many days, it's like $320, and it's pretty decent coverage. It don't cost nothing to be on the insurance, but there's some insurances you can get on that cost between $100 and $200, but then the coverage could be better for medicines though too. Like one medicine that I was going over with one lady today, and the coverage could cost up to $200 for the medical coverage and everything. Well, that's with medical and medicine. Well, it comes down to it could be help with better coverage and lower some rates. Well, the first month for the medicine was $712, but then the price goes down to $100, and it goes down eventually, goes down to like a zero deductible. So really it's not bad. But like my Blue Cross Blue Shield right now, I'll pay 135 a month, and even in some medicines like my Sirolimus medicine, it's $70 for 1 month. It's pretty pricey. I take, you know, other medicines that's 30 to $50 a month for a refill. So it varies on medicines and everything. So, if you get a coverage that's zero deduction, it don't cost nothing for the insurance, it could be better. I don't know. I haven't researched enough to find exactly, because that's beyond my research level of insurance. I'm not an insurance person. And another thing too is just, say for an example, you take out an insurance that costs you 150, 200 a month for the coverage. It could have better coverage where it covers better doctor visits and covers more, and medicines coverage could be better. So that's another thing. So I've got one person that's tries to help with people with the PPOE plan, but then they help with they don't like getting people with the Advantage plan. But then there's other people that help you with a plan, and they can help with the Advantage plan. For example, I'll throw one out. Humana. I think there's one for Advantage plan. Humana, I think maybe. There's a lot of them. United Health Insurance is bad. I mean, it's the worst. United Health Insurance, it's not covered at all. My doctors are not in network. The medicine coverage semi okay, but that's about it. But there's a lot to research. It's going to be taking you on days reading up, phone calls after phone calls. I've got sheets of, I won't show no names, but I got sheets of stuff I wrote down and everything else. Of course, here's Blue Cross Blue Shield, here's Humana, here's United Health, Cigna, I called them as well. Medicare, I called. Oh, there's so many places I called. But it comes down to is do your research, find a good insurance company, and if there's people that does insurance for a living, get with them. They could help you. I got two people, one person in town, another person that's not far, and another person that's in Piedmont that is looking in insurance for me as well. So I do have three people. Two of them I know for sure that's what they do for a living. They get insurance for people, and that's how they get paid through the insurance company. They get one check, but they gotta make a living too as well, And it took me days on end researching, and I still don't know exactly what to look out for exactly, except for PPOE, what's a network, the doctors, and co-pays, and this and that, and what costs x-rays, and then make sure there's a good D plan for medicine. There's other plans that's an A. I never heard there's an A plan, or there's an A and B, and then there's a C or E plan or something like that. I heard it's like, well, I didn't know any such thing as that. But there's so many plans out there that you got research to find out everything. It takes time, but if you got people that can help you, let them help you. They get paid through the insurance company, and they got to get paid too. They just can't do it free, because it takes hours of hours. I have spent probably 30, 40 hours at least just checking in on insurance. There's some days I'm on and off phone for 4 or 5 hours a day. I've been doing this for a week, seemed like a week straight, about a week straight almost. I've been doing this. So it takes time, but just reach out to someone that knows insurance and see what they can do to help you. That's what I'd say. But other than that, that's what I come across so far. But so far, I'm just finding out exactly what's a good insurance, and everything else. And I hear from some people that Advantage Plans is not good, but then at Advantage Plans, someone I called that wasn't bad, I mean, it's not a bad plan, you can get your medicines through the pharmacy or whatever. Some you can get them through Walmart, it's supposed to be cheaper, but sometimes it ain't. Like I talked to a lady today, she thought maybe my insurance, she goes, would you change pharmacies? So I think about it, but my pharmacy's been good to me 3 years. But I wouldn't want to, but I don't know if they'd be any cheaper. And she checked and she goes, no, ended up they're not any cheaper. And really, it didn't help, But that's one thing that she researched herself, because she's got a way to look up stuff. So that's what I'd say. Research, find people that deals in insurance that can help you. Like right now I pay for Blue Cross Blue Shield $135 a month. I can pay more, that's not an issue. But to come down to the dollar is how much can you save for insurance, I mean, you got to have good coverage, you want to have good medical, you want to have an extra coverage that, like if you have Social Security B plan, you want an extra coverage that the Social Security only pays 80%, so you need extra coverage for that extra 20%, because that extra 20% can be, $400 or $500. You never know. Depends what they do, and you want that extra coverage though. Even if you got a deductible $35, it's worth it though. But you want that extra coverage for the doctor visits. So that's all I can say is I wanted to make this video for everybody to watch. Research, check into people that does insurance, and do research, and just spend some time and read up, and then you'll learn a lot. Like I didn't know nothing about insurance before. I've learned a lot researching. Of course, I've always picked up stuff pretty fast. Insurance has never been my thing, but I picked it up within 9 weeks, so I know quite a bit about insurance now. I've learned a lot. Just like computers, I've been building computers for 25 years. I can do anything with the computer. I can remove viruses on a computer. I can do networking. Probably I'm almost like an IT person with the computer. I'm super smart. I mean, I can do networking, I've done from California, fix a person's computer, Ohio, fix a person's computer, Arkansas, fix a person's computer. I remoted that far, fix their audio drivers, their sound drivers on their motherboard, research it. I mean, it just takes time, but once you research and learn stuff, no telling what a person can learn and do. That's all I can say, is just spend time, read up, and make phone calls and learn the best you can. So that's all I was going to say. So for that is, just have a good one, and like and subscribe if you like the channel, and comment. So comment what insurance you got, because like me, being young, 54, that makes it harder for me to get insurance. So if I was 62, I'd be able to keep the Blue Cross Blue Shield. But being not retirement age, that's what hurts me, being younger. But there is insurance companies out there, but you got to take your time and research. So, but that's all I can say is just research, just check, see what's out there. But yeah, comment on what insurance you got. If you're a younger person like me, share what you got for insurance. What coverage you got, what kind of coverage they give you, so it'll help me out and help the other viewers help out as well, because everyone needs help, anymore, the way the world's getting to be. So comment, like, subscribe, and comment what insurance you got. If you're younger, if you're older, comment what insurance you got, so we all can learn from it. So thank you very much, and have a good night.